Good day, everybody. Just leaving the park. We managed to avoid the rain. I'm very happy with that. Oh, I lost my fingernail. I don't know if you can see that or not. Fingernail's gone. Came off. That's okay, though. Ooh, cops at the corner. I hope there wasn't an accident. Or as I was taught in driving school, a collision. I don't call them accidents. I call them collisions. Anyway, I just pulled over a speeder. Don't matter. Want to talk real quick today about the Red Heifer. I don't know if you've heard the biblical prophecies or not, but so there's these red heifers that were purchased by some Orthodox Jews who are looking to bring about the end times, the first coming, according to them, but the second coming of Jesus, of the Messiah, according to Christians. And in order to do that, a red heifer, an unblemished red heifer, needs to be sacrificed as a burnt offering to God, and destruction of the Dome of the Rock, I guess. They want to basically construct a new temple. And apparently the new temple, according to the Orthodox Jews, is going to be where the current Muslim shrine or temple is, the Dome of the Rock, which is a sacred location for Muslims of the world now. This red heifer, I guess, or a trio of them, I believe, were purchased from Texas a few months back. And I don't know all about it. I'm not really well versed in the whole biblical prophecy thing. I find it all very interesting, but I don't know enough about it. But according to some, I've heard there were statements made shortly after the October 7th attacks in Israel that the reason for the attacks is because of these red heifers had been brought to Israel in an effort to bring about the prophecy, to make the prophecy become a reality. And of course the Muslims in the know aren't very happy about that, because they know what it means. It means, ultimately, it will mean destruction of the Dome of the Rock and the erection of another temple, another Jewish temple. And that's supposed to apparently bring about the Messiah. The idea of self-fulfilling prophecies in Scripture are interesting. So, back in the days of the New Testament, apparently Jesus had to come into Jerusalem riding a donkey, an ass, I believe, a mule, whatever, because prophecy foretold that the Messiah would come to Jerusalem riding a donkey. So they actually, engineered that. Now, I could be wrong. But from my atheist days, this was an argument that was often brought up about self-fulfilling prophecies in Scripture. How the prophecies that a lot of theologians and Christian apologists point to and showing proof of the Bible happen to be self-fulfilling prophecies, meaning people engineered the circumstances whereabouts the prophecies would be brought into being or would be realized. If that's the case, and there are Orthodox Jews purchasing red heifers, unblemished, all red heifers, from a ranch in Texas, bringing them to Israel for the express purpose of bringing about the end times, then I guess the diehard Muslims who believe in that sort of stuff, they've got a reason to be upset, right? It doesn't excuse launching a terrorist attack and killing civilians and innocents, but who can really fathom what fanatics will do, right? Who can really fathom why fanatics do what they do? Was it Christopher Hitchens said, in order for an evil person to do evil is not surprising, but for a good person to do evil, they require religion. I think it's you can't just lay it at the feet of religion, though. They require fanaticism is what they require. They require something to believe in so dogmatically that they'll throw all reason and all decency out the window in an effort to realize or pay obeisance to their dogma. In any event, I would not be surprised if over the next little bit, say by the end of April, something happens to the Dome of the Rock. Watch it be framed as it was a terrorist attack, or it was a rocket. It was an errant rocket shot by Hamas into Israel. And the Iron Dome basically was successful in blowing it up, but a big hunk of shrapnel ordnance landed on the temple or the Dome of the Rock and caused it to collapse, or basically damaged it enough that it made sense for it to be torn down. And since that particular part of Israel is under the control of the Jews, well, you know, it's torn down, may as well erect a new temple, right? And yeah, I could see that happening. But again, I'm not a big believer in prophecy, but I am a big I'm a big fan of what they mean and what they are and how people make them come to pass. Yeah, I don't know. I think things are going to get awful weird and awful dark awful quick. Apparently this sect of Orthodox Jews, one of them, a guy who's sort of like the leader, the rabbi, not the rabbi, the rabbi, was instrumental in having Benjamin Netanyahu rise to power. I guess back in the day he was basically he was a diplomat. He was an envoy. He was a U.S. envoy, or an envoy to the U.S., or he was a U.S. envoy. And this rabbi, I can't remember his name, we'll call him Herschel Sheckelstein, I have no idea. Shylock Sheckelstein, how about that? Apparently he basically maneuvered things to get Benjamin Netanyahu into the position of power in Israel. Maybe, I don't know, could be, how the hell do I know? Lots of stuff floats around on the internet. Anyway, I sure hope this Shylock Sheckelstein story is false. I hope there isn't a second coming of Christ, or a first coming, depending on what your particular religious persuasion is. I don't want to see the end times just yet. I've got a trip planned to Virginia in December, so I don't want terrible things happening in April. I mean, hell, they already blew up a bridge in Baltimore. I'm sure we'll talk about that on Ammunition this weekend. Maryland bridges falling down, as they say. Black Swan event. General, is it Floyd? George Floyd? Not George Floyd. General McGregor? I don't know. One of the generals was saying, "Oh, this is a Black Swan event." I don't know. Ron Paul predicted a Black Swan event as well when he was talking to Tucker Carlson. Hey man, things are getting weird. Bridges are collapsing. You know, transports. You know, what do you call it? Shippers, shipping ships are fucking crashing into shit where they shouldn't. Terrorist attack in Moscow. Offensive into Ukraine. French troops are rallying or mustering in Ukraine. Yeah, things are getting dark pretty quick. And I've got an airsoft event to go to in December. You guys better sort this shit out before December, because I don't want to miss my airsoft trip. And wouldn't it be interesting, eh? So the airsoft event that I'm going to is called Rev, as in Revelations. And it's a post-apocalypse Fallout-inspired LARP-soft event. And watch, Virginia becomes a radioactive crater just in time for the event. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm kind of ranting and losing my mind slowly at the chaos that we're all living in. I hope you all are having yourselves a great week. I hope the end times aren't upon us. And I hope I hope that red heifer lives. I don't want to see no red heifers sacrificed. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.